So we're out on the road today visiting Wykham Park Farm. Liz and Johnny at Wykham Park have been growing our asparagus for the last few years and they've done an amazing job. Morning, John.
How are you?
How are you?
Good to see you again. Very good,
Hey,
very good.
What kind of weather are you hoping for now?
Well, we just want it like this.
Warm
If
and
it
dry.
stays warm and dry. If it stayed, this is the perfect asparagus growing weather today.
So, that time of year again, John?
It is. It's springtime. In my view, best time of the year. These cattle here, they're desperate to get out into the grass.
I bet they are.
And asparagus is starting to emerge.
Starting to be cut.
Yeah,
it's the third year this year, and we're so excited to have Wykham Park Farm asparagus appear on all of our menus again. So, I mean, let's hope that the sun carries on shining, I suppose, for your sake over the next few weeks.
Absolutely, that's what we want. It's been a late start this year. We've had it cold and wet throughout most of April, so we should have been at this 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yes.
But now things are starting to change.
And
I think we're going to get going.
Excellent.
Hopefully.
What I'd really like to understand is that terminology, regenerative farming. What does that mean to you guys here?
Well, it's obviously it is the buzzword, and everyone talks about it. To my mind, and I think it's generally accepted, the main thing about it is the soil and soil health. And you sort of go back to how we used to farm 25 years ago, when we had introduction of chemical fertilizers, etc. We got away from more traditional methods, which were rotations, proper rotations, and a sort of a mixed system. It became a never-ending circle of doom, that every year you had to put more fertilizer on, more fungicides on.
Because we were just continuously taking out
Because you were taking out, not putting back. And now the secret is that I think you've got to have a mixed system, and you've got to grow crops that enable the soil to recover after you've taken a harvest off it. So you can,
amazing. And I suppose that's also the case here on your farm, where you'll have livestock and their natural nutrients going back into the ground and back into the soils, isn't it?
So this field is a classic example. This is permanent pasture, which doesn't sound very interesting, but it's probably the most sort of carbon neutral because it never gets disturbed. So this grass has been here for 40, 50 years. It never gets ploughed, it never gets disturbed. It's and it's got a massive root structure in there that enables, which is a load of carbon that's all been taken out of the atmosphere.
Awesome. Lovely stuff. Very, very interesting. Should we go and have a look at some of the other areas?
Yeah, we can wander down and look at some asparagus now.
Beautiful to see the asparagus spears starting to come up.
Just starting.
A little bit later this year, John, hey, for us?
Yes, this here is this is the earliest variety that I grow.
Oh, so you do different varieties
here? Have different varieties, try and spread the season out. So we get the early ones at the beginning, they'll peter out about the end of May.
Yes.
Then you've got later varieties which won't start up for another week or so yet.
Okay.
And they'll take us on to the end of June. Exactly.
Which is great for us because it means that our beautiful asparagus can appear on our menus for those extra few weeks over the year.
This field is probably the oldest field I've got. It's about 10 years old.
Wow.
So this is its last season.
So this same crop has been in the ground for 10 years?
10 years. Then we'll plough it up and it'll go into a arable cereal crop rotation. So I suppose that's the beauty of asparagus. It really fits in well with sort of the ecology of the farm. Under this bed, it's just a mass of roots. That have built up over the last 10 years. It's, when you plough it, it's like ploughing up platefuls of spaghetti. It's just a massive root structure. And that takes 4 or 5 years of cropping afterwards to actually break that down. And that's all fertility that you put into the soil naturally without adding any fertilizers or sprays to do it.
Putting the nutrients back into the soil.
100%.
It's incredible. It's incredible to hear, like, we've kind of almost gone back in time a little bit, rather than doing what you said earlier, that intensive farming method of fertilizers and fertilizers and fertilizers, is actually letting the land work itself, putting nutrients, different nutrients back in with different crops, and then taking different nutrients out and then going around in that circle. Very, very interesting.
You're absolutely right. My grandfather, we're very pleased with what's going on because he's doing exactly what he used to do 50 years ago.
Incredible, incredible. How is it that it's harvested? I mean, we've seen the guys out in the field. It looks like back-breaking work.
Well, it is, and that is the biggest cost of producing asparagus is the labour to actually pick it, because it's not mechanised at the moment. There's no sort of robots that can do it for us, so we have to rely on humans, and it's really very hard work. You're bent over.
Yes.
It grows very quickly, as we discussed.
Yes.
So every day you've got to cover it, and it's a big job.
And it gets to us very quickly as well.
Yeah.
You guys are cutting it on day one. I
Yeah.
think it's more or less in our kitchens, getting cooked up on day two.
That's the absolute key to all this vegetable production, and asparagus especially. The fresher it is, the better it is.
Yes.
And the sooner I can get it off my farm and into your kitchen and your fridges, the happier I am. So
I'm sure.
that's what we try to do.
So, I mean, like, beautiful that it's now coming up. I would like to be one of the first people from Youngs to be lucky enough to have a taste.
There you are. That would probably be tomorrow's pick, believe it or not.
Can I have a taste of that one?
Cut it off and see you get on.
And you can eat these just perfectly raw, hey? They're gorgeous.
Yeah. You cut that like a professional. I reckon give you a job.
Perfect. Wow, listen to that snap. Gorgeous. Tastes absolutely beautiful to me, just fresh. Is there any recipes or tips and tricks how you'd recommend to try it?
Well, I'm a bit of a traditionalist, really. I mean, there are two ways which are the best for me. Standard is boiled or steamed, which is probably better, with a nice bit of hollandaise sauce or butter.
Beautiful.
Can't beat it. Or when we have a barbecue, just on the grill, where you cook your meat, just char a bit of asparagus there, and that is fantastic.
And you always know the best quality products that you can find across this country do not need anything else. You let the quality of these products speak for themselves.
100%.
So I love that. Quickly steamed off or quickly flashed on the grill or barbecue, and just let the quality of the product speak for itself.
Quite right.
And it's something over the last 3 years that we are more and more proud of to appear with your name on our menus. So once again, thank you ever so much for your beautiful asparagus for this season coming.
It's a pleasure. You're a very good customer.
Right, a cup of coffee now.